Welcome back to the Inner Alchemist TV. In today's video, we are going to be doing something just a little bit different. I want to do a collective energy spread on the Melometers, this infamous group, this group of bandits. I'm just kidding. I love the Melometers, right? But I wanted to take a look into them and see what this group is all about, who they are, what is the collective energy and tone of the group. Just something that was on my mind. I don't know. I just wanted to look into it. So like the video, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and that you have your notification bells on. So I don't know how this is going to work out because I don't know. I feel like I haven't done a collective spread in a long time, especially like focusing in on one group. But let's see how it pans out. And of course you guys can sound off in the comments and let me know what you guys think. Okay, so first of all, I show that this is a very spiritual group. There's a lot of wands energy in this group. A lot of communication going on in this group. There is a back chat in this group as well, right? So we're gonna see if we can uncover some of the secrets or maybe some of the hidden conversations that are going on. But yeah, so anyway, so the group overall energy came in as the Emperor. The Emperor to me is more of like a controlling energy, but it is based around organization. It is based around collective power, if you will, right? But that power does seek to run things, if you will. So I know right off the bat that we're dealing with, I don't want to say controlling women, but strong, forceful women. Speaking of which, you guys know that since Martel did the interview with Tasha K, it's opened up this sector to a bunch of outside influences. And I just noticed in my comment section that a lot of you guys use your first and last name as your handles. Change your name on YouTube. Don't use your first and last name because people do dox. And it's not for always exposing people. Sometimes they dox you. They find out where you work, how much money you make, and then you find content creators engaging you in kind of like a love bombing, grooming, and they kind of target you for financial abuse. You know what I mean? So they'll pick you out the crowd, give you, so much attention and this, that, and the third, and it's really for financial abuse, right? And information is just not hard to find. So you got LinkedIn, you got Facebook, you got all kind of shit that can be found just using your first and last name, especially if it's unique. So that's just from me to you. I'm not going to harbor on the negativity. I'm not going to, warn you anymore. I'm saying my one piece. Change your names. Okay? I'm going to leave it at that. All right? All right. So you guys are coming in the Melometers as the 3 of Wands and the 7 of Wands. I'm not going to add them together. Sometimes you can add them together and make the 10 of Wands. I don't think that's it though. But this is showing me that this is a group that is bold. You know what I mean? This is a group that is ready for whatever comes. But more importantly, I don't know. I feel like this energy of like ready to pounce. I don't want to call you guys hyenas, but I'm looking at you guys sitting on this horse and you're ready to ride. You know what I mean? This is a group of riders. And this is a group of people that have no fear. They, like I said, have that boldness, has that presence, and they're ready to guard the gates, right? Ready to go wherever, whoever wants it can get it. I'm going to just put it that way for the Melometers. Now, I'm also seeing, there's a bossy person in the group. There's a bossy person who wants to lord over everybody and treat people like they're their proteges or they're their teachers or like they know everything. This person is probably taking center stage and spotlight, but they are being crossed by someone who is doing kind of like the nanny boo-boo attitude towards them because they want to rebel against their authority or their position in the spotlight. Now, again, this could be a content creator. You know what I mean? Because when you think of the Melometers, you got to think of the sector as a whole. And you guys have created this beautiful, abundant sector. You have to gatekeep it. You have to protect it, right? Now, somebody thinks they're the queen bee, but it's not in a arrogant or egotistical way. It's giving me like, I don't want to say a covert narcissism per se, but it is a person who feels like you bitches are their sons. They feel like they know everything. They feel like they are having the final word or having the final say. They feel like they have the most wisdom. There are some people in the group that will listen just to entertain this person, and other people are really kind of over it. And like I said, being disruptive in the classroom. Now with this Eight of Wands, I'm feeling like it's some backchat energy. So somebody is talking smack about this woman or this person who thinks that they are the teacher. Like you think you're the teacher and somebody is talking shit about your ass. I would just say it like that. That's still a part of the group. I think that person has more of a combative spirit as opposed to the first energy being more of like a bold spirit. Two different spirits, right? But there's definitely someone, I don't want to say seeking to take that other person down, but there's someone that just has like a urge, like, you know how they say like your intrusive thoughts, like somebody has like intrusive thoughts of just like going at this person, and they're all in the same group, so it's not even like a negative or hatred thing. They just want to tease this person because they act prudish and they're acting like their nose is in the air, or like they're self-righteous. And there's some other women in the group that feel like you know, like, bitch, you can sit your ass down. That's how they feel. You know what I mean? But the person is intelligent, but the other people can't help but have in their imagination that they want to antagonize this person who's coming off as like kind of like self-righteous or whatever, or like I said, thinking they can sun people. Now, in the recent past, I am showing that, you know what, the Melometers got a little bit of money. You know what I mean? I have the Ten of Pentacles as well as the Queen of Pentacles. These are women that are financially stable, but I also see them as having like some type of spiritual protection that watches over them, where they get kind of like, you know, they have like a third sense or a third eye. I also saw that with this Moon card and the Ace of Wands. So there's a lot of people within this Melometer group that have a third eye about shit. You know what I mean? They have a really good perception and a really good ability to know what is going on at once. However, a lot of them also are divorcees. I have the Lovers card in reverse, and a lot of them are projecting or drawing on a lot of the things that they learned in their failed situations. You know what I mean? With the Lovers card being in reverse in the subconscious energy, it does say that a lot of their judgment, and then I have the King of Cups here. It's giving me a vibe, you know, especially when it comes to this whole Melody and Martel situation. To me, it's giving me the vibe that Martel is like everybody's husband. Like, he's the stand-in. He represents for this group all that they experience in broken relationships and broken marriages. You know what I mean? And so there is kind of like a collective energy or combativeness towards him as the stand-in. Now, I know nobody wants to hear this. Martel is also their ideal husband. I'm showing that a lot of the Melometers are sexually attracted to Martel. With this Knight of Wands and this King of Cups, a lot of the Melometers, like I said, feel some type of kindred energy as him representing the husband that they broke up from, or the husband that betrayed them, or the husband that they have not spiritually been able to let go of. You know what I mean? And so it's almost like this kind of collective combativeness that we talked about a little bit earlier, directed at him, is a stand-in for relationships that they have that they still hold within their minds and in their hearts, but they may not be actively able to participate in, right? So there's a lot of the anger, a lot of the outrage going at Martel is sexual in connotation. That's why it's so powerful. And I show that Martel doesn't even mind. I show that he's aware of it and that he's actually sexually charged by the group as a whole. Now, I'm not going to say that he's necessarily reaching out or has any intentions on reaching out to a melometer, whatever. But I will say that he has a sexual attraction to people who stand up for Melody. You know what I mean? I don't know if he wants to dominate them. You know, like some guys, like when you give, this is what I'm learning on the dating scene. And you know what? I don't even want to get into my sucky I don't want to get into it, right? Because it don't suck. It's just too hard to be aware when you're dating, right? But for some reason, men, they just get charged off of, like, when you're like combative with them, and it's like, I don't understand that, because they don't know what it takes to get into that energy, and or how effortlessly you can go into that energy. But I feel like they don't understand the overall lack of respect that comes with that energy, at least for me. You know what I mean? I'm not a woman that's sexually charged by a man that I can debase or put down or argue at. No, I if I can't respect you, I'm not sexually attracted to you. I don't respect liars, and I don't respect people that I have to like cuss out and like treat like a child. You know what I mean? So those two things are really my deal breakers across the board. You know what I mean? However, there are men like Martel who, when they feel the collective sourness or hatred of women, all he does is have fantasies about dominating all of you guys. You know, like if he had it his way, he would have you guys, he would lay you all out and take you all down, you know, in a sexual way. Absolutely. But I feel also that is because of the transference of sexual energy that you guys have towards him. And I'm not saying you guys are sexually attracted, even though you guys are. Let's just call it a spade. But it's more so sexually attracted to the representation of him as the ultimate husband with this King of Cups card. I know y'all gonna rip me a new one, but hey, tell me I'm lying and tell me why. All right, so let's just put that out there, right there, right? Now, I'm also showing that the Melometers, like I said, they have a this is a maternal group of women. These are women who are represented by the Queen of Pentacles in the recent past with the Lovers in reverse. So what that tells me is that this is a group of good wives. This is a group of women that took care of home. You know what I mean? This is a group of women that knew how to nurture, that raised families, that raised children, that did things in order. You know what I mean? But this Three of Swords is here, and it shows that whatever that effort was betrayed. With the Three of Swords and the Lovers in reverse, this shows me that a lot of the Melometers, like Melody, have been cheated on, have been betrayed in marriage and love. But I'm also showing this Three of Swords as a future energy. And as a future energy, the Three of Swords is showing that collectively all of you guys are learning through your experiences together. You know what I mean? And that all of you guys desire to improve yourselves and to be continuous in your self-improvement. And a lot of you guys, though you have this spiritual energy, are trying to strengthen your spiritual connection. You know what I mean? Whether that be to God or to your faith or whatever the situation is, a lot of you guys are renewing yourselves, you know what I mean, or trying to be reborn, or trying to have that moment where the past is kind of behind you and that you're finally able to move on. But for some people within this group, it's still, the pain is still there for them, you know what I mean, and it's kind of hard to walk away from, you know what I mean, because I have the Death card in reverse next to the Queen of Pentacles. And the Queen of Pentacles and next to the Death card, this represents like some energy amongst you guys that is like stagnant. You know what I mean? And it's like there's something in you guys that don't want to change the tried and true. And I could honestly see that, because if you think about it, if you come from a situation where you were a loving wife and nurturer to your husband, and then you were betrayed and broken up with this Lovers card in reverse and this Three of Swords. But then you have the Death card in reverse, meaning that your core values have not changed. And so it makes good sense why you guys project that energy onto Melody and Martel. The nurturing side of you guys goes away from the man and goes on to Melody, but you're not thinking about the same codependency. You're not thinking about the same lack of will towards your own self and your own interests. You've just switched targets from taking care of your own family and your own man to taking care of something else. You know what I mean? So I'm dealing with I'm looking at a group of caretakers, right? A group of broken caretakers that fear change, that fear putting themselves first, that fear what's next. With the moon Moon card and the Ace of Wands, I feel like a lot of you guys fear starting over. You fear chasing your dreams. You fear believing that you can be creative, or you can start that business, or you can be a star, or you can find new love, or you can find new dick. A lot of you guys are looking for sex. With the Ace of Wands and the Knight of Wands, a lot of women in this Melometer group are looking for good sex, or have more so like a repressed sexuality. With the Judgment card in reverse, I feel like some of you guys have not even realized your sexuality or your sexual potential. You know what I mean? You may need to I don't know, go on to InherAlchemist. You know what I mean? If you have like, you feel like you have a sexual repression. Me, I had one. I think I had one maybe like, I want to say it was like 2015. Like, I always tell this story about my vagina breaking. But I went through like this relationship, we broke up, and then after, like, I couldn't, you know, like my vagina wasn't working or whatever, like I wasn't turned on or stimulated by anything. But even during the relation, and even after, the relationship, like when I would get with guys, I wouldn't let them see me come, because I didn't want them to feel like they had the control or I didn't want them to get the satisfaction of pleasing me. You know what I mean? Because a lot of niggas like get an ego boost from pleasing you, especially if you're a woman who men just have an instinct to try to dominate. You know what I mean? Like this Martel type. Like some men, they just want to dominate you. You know what I mean? And if they can't get you outside of the bed, they just long for the opportunity to get you in the fucking sheets so that they can make you fucking come. And they want to make you scream, and they're sick. You know what I mean? So I was so controlling, and I was like, hell no. I'm like, I will stop this shit before you ever see me with a fuck face. You know what I mean? But it created like a sexual repression in myself, right? But when I healed over that relationship, then I got past it. You know what I mean? And I went through my little celibacy moment and whatever. And then honestly, I had to do, you know, alchemy work. To release my sexual energy, and now I'm in my sexual like prime. You know what I mean? So it's crazy how that happens. No matter what age you are, you may not have necessarily hit your sexual prime yet. You know what I mean? Where your body is fluid in motion and mind, and when you actually enjoy, you know, the feeling of being stuffed up, and the actual feeling of penetration, the actual feeling of squeezing and releasing, and the actual moment of it in and out, like, you know what I mean? Like, you have it, but some of you are not like conscientious in the moment. So I say that to say that a lot of the Melometers have not had good sex yet. You just haven't. You have not reached your sexual prime. You have not unleashed. You have not opened up and let a nigga have it. You have not, you know, went in on a nigga the way that you may have imagined it in your mind if you were with a person that would help deflower you like that. You know what I mean? Period. Right? Yeah, so that's what I'm showing is currently going on. Now there's a situation, there's a betrayal coming up. There's two women or two groups, like you guys have cliques. There's cliques. There's two major cliques within the Melometers, and I feel like there's people that are in the middle that are friends with both groups. Maybe these could be content creators, but there's two content creators that don't fuck with each other, but there's people in the middle that fuck with both of them. I feel like these two content creators are having some type of duel or silent duel or fight, or they're gonna be some type of like instance of content creators going after each other or butting heads with each other. That's not always a bad thing. It just depends on how you do it. You know what I mean? I believe in intellectual debates. I believe that that's a perfect alchemization of energy. You know what I mean? Rather than beefing and funking and doxing and doing all this weirdo shit, I believe that you should just put my point against your point and may the best man win. You know what I mean? But I feel like women don't fight like that because nobody wants to lose. You know what I mean? And as long as things can be ambiguous and hidden behind a bunch of issues that don't even matter, then nobody has to eat crow. You know what I mean? But it's really more so about, there's one content creator that has a lot of charisma, but they're bossy. And there's another content creator that I don't want to say, like, I don't want to call anybody evil, but they kind of like to be disruptive. And I think we saw that earlier with this combative spirit. But there's two groups. One group is bossy and it feels like self-righteous or something like that. But then the other group is like is troublemakers and they want to like shake shit up. So I don't know if this tower card represents people that want to break into the sector, or people feeling like maybe you guys are like I said, there's cliquish, but maybe they feel like they can't get in or they can't get like the equity out of it. And I show that they have like a desire to like, I don't know, like put somebody down, or I feel like they want to like ruin shit for somebody. Oh yeah, the Five of Swords is here. So yeah, with this Five of Swords in this Eight of Wands, I feel like there's some manipulative conversations, like I said, happening with this Moon card. I feel like that's happening in the back chat, in the group chat. With the Five of Swords, there's somebody like mentally manipulating other members of the group. And there's somebody, there's one person in the group that's like a bone carrier. This Five of Swords person knows that person is going to go tell it. And so they're feeding that person intentional information for them to go back and tell, as their way of kind of like, creating discord. But this is not necessarily a positive intent. This is because they want to bring one of the major content creators down. I think they want to bring down the one that's acting like self-righteous, or like they're the teacher. Remember I talked about one was acting like the teacher, like they was like bossing people around and shit. There's somebody like watching and like just like they not feeling that shit at all. They're really not. I think that person might be like a Leo though. With the King of Wands and the Sun card, that person might be a Leo. I also showed that there's some salty feelings about money in the group, about what content creators are earning. You know what I mean? So this taking down might just be about them wanting to, you know how people clout chase, or they try to like bust in a sector so that they can like take, instead of like working hard and building slowly, they just want to bust in with some drama and go at the main person to create a name for themselves or some type of clout for themselves. That's honestly the mind frame that I'm getting. But I also feel like they're using other people within the group to do it. So the plan is hatching from the background. It's already in motion. You know what I mean? It's definitely one of these people is a Leo, 100%. Strength card, Sun card, King of Wands. One of these women is a Leo. I feel like this person might be feared too. Like, I feel like maybe the way they talk to people is kind of salty, to where people don't want to openly confront that person because maybe they feel like they'll get embarrassed. But they be talking slick out their mouth, and somebody's watching like, I'll take this bitch out. And they are already like in communion with people in the background, and they're planning to do so. So there's going to be some type of rivalry going on between two content creators in this sector. One is a Leo. I don't know if this Leo is the same other bossy teacher like energy person, but it could be. It could be three content creators. It could be. But I feel like there's something to do with money, or sharing money in the space, or people not wanting to let other people make money in the space. I got the Six of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles with the Two of Swords. I feel like there's like not a money blockage, but there's some type of discrepancy amongst the group about who's getting what. Like, it's pocket watching. Can I say it like that? There's some pocket watching. One of the content creators look like they about to like bust everybody out and then leave the sector. I don't know if they got some type of receipts with this Ace of Swords and this Six of Swords, but the Ace of Swords represents the truth, and then I have that clarified by the Eight of Cups. I feel like somebody about to write their manifesto, put everybody on blast, and then bounce. That's how I feel. Anyways, I think I'm going to leave it here. I want to keep the video at a decent rate. Listen, let me know what you guys think about this. If you are a Melometer, if you know what's going on in the group, if you know what's going on amongst the content creators, let me know what you guys think on this messy Saturday Melometer spread. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. I want to do a full a full psychological workup on Martel Holt. I really do. I want to get into his psyche and see why he is the way he is. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. Is he sick? Is he a psychopath? Is he a narcissist? What's the real deal with him, right? But for now, let me know what you think about this Melometer spread. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one.